Good morning. This is Tara, owner of the Appletree Connection. I'm also a board certified behavior analyst, and I'm coming to you live this Tuesday morning, March 31st, as day 2 of my county, Orange County's distance learning. It also turns out that yesterday they extended distance learning through April 30th. And it was already a challenge on Monday with the systems getting completely overwhelmed and overloaded. And I was spending my day looking for opportunities to share information with a lot of parents that were experiencing a lot of stress, as much as I could tell through forums on Facebook. So with the news that distance learning was extending through April 30th, I really wanted to get on here and check in with everybody. I know that down here again in our county, it was day 1 of distance learning. I think many other counties were experiencing the same thing in the state of Florida, but throughout the entire country, and presumably the nation, people are on distance learning for various lengths of time and had already been on that prior to yesterday. So distance learning means that the children are home. Some families are all under the same roof. Some families have parents that are actually leaving the house and going to work. So I want to be here to find out how this is really affecting the children, right? As a behavior analyst who is here to train parents and empower parents to help with their children's behavior improvement, I want to know how this is affecting your child and how I can help you as a parent weather this storm, let's call it, right? I want to hear from parents of typical children. I want to hear from parents of children with special needs, including autism or any other developmental disability. Parents of children that have mental health concerns. Parents that have mental health concerns themselves. Even if you didn't have something prior to what's been going on here in this entire world, it could be bringing things up for you that make it hard to maintain your composure, stay focused, engage with your child in a way that is loving and calm. So I want to talk as much as I can over the coming weeks and months and years about how to interact with our children in ways that brings about the best behaviors for them and for ourselves. Because the fact of the matter is, us as parents, our energy affects our children's energy and vice versa. Let's face it there, right? I live in a house with a teenage girl and an almost teenage girl and I'm a girl and my husband's here and we all experience different things throughout the days and weeks, and then you add this on top of it and everybody under one house. So that's kind of the first thing that I wanted to talk about, right? How is everybody? How are your children doing? You guys, how are they doing? And specifically targeting the distance learning, how's it going? I spent some time yesterday as well looking for resources. I was looking for people that were having success in certain areas and trying to share it out. My company is the Appletree Connection. I also have a parenting group called the Parenting Connection because connection is essential always, and even more so right now, connection. So I'm connecting people with resources. I'm connecting people with support. Yesterday, I was also connecting people with learning videos to kind of fill in the time as some of the systems were experiencing some uptick in users. I teach college-age students, and I've always used Canvas. And yesterday, we could hardly use it. So, and I'm a seasoned user on it, and I know what I'm doing, and I know how to navigate, and the system itself was just bogged down. And then you had people that were novel to the system that were having a hard time getting on, but were not realizing maybe that it was a system issue. They were thinking that it was their maybe user error. So there was a lot of people having growing pains yesterday, and I want to see how your kids are doing and how are you doing with the Appletree Connection as well as the Parenting Connection. I provide resources, not just services that I provide as a behavior analyst, but also resources for other professionals that I can connect you with, right? So inside of the Parenting Connection, I have access to school psychologists. I have access to life coaches. I have access to other behavior analysts with different areas of specialty, you name it. What I really want to do is find parents that are also school personnel to be engaging with the community in there in a safe space, right? I want this to be a safe space for parents to be talking about what they are in need of for themselves and for their children to be able to weather this storm. Right now, domestic violence is on the rise and abuse is on the rise because tension starts to rise when life has this many changes thrown at you at the same time, right? So I want to be a source of support and resources and guidance and expert advice through this, right? So let's talk about one thing. If let's say yesterday was your first day of distance learning, let's just kind of use that as a benchmark. If you've already been on it, I'd love to hear from you and your advice on how you help your children manage the learning from a distance, because every age and stage has very different requirements to make it through their school day from a distance learning perspective. I'd heard from high school parents whose children were having hours and hours a day. And I've seen, elementary school kids that can spread it out through the whole week. So any advice that I can offer and any advice that I can bring in to support and connect people with resources, I'd like to do. And specifically, parents that are also school personnel, I would love to hear from you. And then I want to also be connecting everybody with the types of resources that are very helpful. Yesterday, I found out that Staples is offering a coupon. If you go to their copy and print center, they are doing 50 free black and white prints per day through April 30th. So just go to the copy and print center. That's very helpful for people who typically do their printing at school or have access to it maybe through their work and it's not there anymore. Also, I'm sharing out educational videos and some fun things, but I really want to, additionally, I'm going to today on Parenting Connection add resources for food banks. For me, I get the information right away in my county down here in Orange County, Florida, but if there's places around the country that we want to start sharing that type of information for people, I'd really like the Parenting Connection to be a place for that. So before I leave today, I wanted to leave you with a tip to get through the everybody under one roof, adjusting to a temporary that keeps changing, the temporary new normal, to survive and thrive, right? Because we could be thriving right now too. We can be growing, we could be thriving. The key to all of this is going to use the pause button as much as you possibly can, when you can, however you can. It's going to come down to scheduling. Try to have a set schedule, but also be very flexible. Yesterday was a day of much needed flexibility. When you have a schedule set up and it says 9 o'clock this, 10 o'clock that, and from 9 to 10 you're still trying to log on to the system, clearly your schedule has to change when your child can't even access the materials, right? Have things in the hopper for your children to do, even if it's a puzzle, even if it's outdoor gardening work. Keep your kids busy with things other than schoolwork. Play with them. Be with your children. Hug your children. Cry with your children if your children need to cry. That's another thing. Feel your feelings, right? And if you want to share your feelings with other people, please, again, in the Parenting Connection, it's a safe space to be talking about what you're going through now and once we get on the other side of this. But also find 3 great things about your family. 3 great things, and think about them and share them with your family and ask your family to share 3 great things back. It could be an overall great thing. It could be about individuals. I mean, if you have 3 kids, I would say make 3 great things about a great thing about each kid. Don't pick one kid and tell them 3 great things, but pick things for your whole family. Start focusing, as crazy as it might sound, start focusing on positive things that are going on around you. Start shifting to the good behaviors that your children are engaging in, even if you feel like throughout the day you're ripping your hair out while you're trying to get your work done and your kids are trying to get their schoolwork done and you're trying to feed them and you're trying to get the dog out and whatever and whatever and whatever, and you're trying to pay your bills. Some of you are trying to find a source of income. I hear you. I see you. I'm here for you. We at the Appletree Connection have made it our mission to empower you and to train you. I have trained parents for decades at this point, right? As a behavior analyst, that's made this my mission. So we're here for you, and I invite you to come over to Parenting Connection, where we are going to continue to share these resources, tips, parenting workshops when you need them, and also access to other expert and professionals, including life coaches, school psychologists, right? And I really want to get school personnel in there to be able to be connecting with parents and sharing with them facts about how to navigate and how to do this distance learning thing. And the goal is for this to be global, right? Again, I'm sitting here in Orange County, Florida, but here I am on Facebook with access to the world. So I really want to hear from you. And we at the Appletree Connection are here to support you through our Facebook page, through our Parenting Connection Facebook group. And you can access me through my email, which is on the Facebook page, but it's Tara at the appletreeconnection.com. I really have a mission right now to be here to support as many parents and families and children as I can, so we could all do this together, connected as a network. We can do this. All right. Have a great Tuesday, March 31st. One more thing. Today, Taco Bell is giving a free Doritos Locos Taco in the drive-thru. So that's a good thing to leave on. Happy Tuesday. Get in touch. See you at the Parenting Connection.